Hey y'all, how are you all doing? Welcome to the live stream for tonight. Tonight we are live, we're chatting, we are painting, we're painting Disney art. Hello to returning subscribers. Hello if you are new. If you're new, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a new video. Tonight we're just going to be making some art and if you guys are in chat, we can chat and get to know one another. And yeah, I hope you guys like the stream. And we're just going to be painting a little bit. So I have this stitch here that I've been working on. I'm going to check, guys, and make sure that it's sending out impressions. I don't really know what this is doing. I've been having some difficulty getting it to send out. Let me check my phone and see what it's saying. Wait, now it's working. Hello, Dolores. How are you? How are you doing tonight? I wasn't sure if the streams have been working. Like, I've been having some difficulty sending them out. I'm doing good too. Are you still able to see the stream, Dolores? Because it's showing on my end, it's showing that my stream is not working. Are you able to see the stream? Are you able to see the stream, Dolores? I just want to make sure you can see it. I've been having some difficulty getting this to work. Like, I think it like keeps cutting in and out or something. Let me know if you can see it. I think you can. It seems to be working now, hopefully. Let me know, Dolores, if you got a notification. Did you get a notification that I had come on? Because I'm not sure if it's working. Let me know if you got a notification that said I was on, or you just checked to see if I was on. I'm curious if it's working. So I'm painting this. Thank you so much for letting me know it's working. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, I don't know. The impressions on this thing have been so strange lately, and I've heard from a lot of streamers actually that the last couple days, it hasn't been working. Like that's what they were saying. Like there was this Disney vlogger, and he was talking about how like people they checked to see if he was on, but like it didn't send out any of his notifications. Like so, I think sometimes YouTube is like that, but I had rebooted it a few times, so I think it's working now. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. You certainly can. I don't see why not. You know, you get better as you practice with it, you know? In time I think you get better. Oh, on the notification list. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm glad that you saw it. I yeah, I mean anyone can do art for sure. It gets better in time for sure. Like you learn like different techniques and then there's no like right or wrong to art. Like and that's the real truth. Like there's so much art out there today, like even like in the world of like what's it called? Like abstract art. Like you've seen those paintings like where it's just like lines and different things. Like there's all types of art that you can do. And I think the key is like finding like what type of art you like and what you're good at or what you enjoy because like for example, I'll give you an example like very 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 realistic. Yeah, like not everyone, yeah, everyone is good at something, you know? Like realistic art like art that looks like it's like real. Like I've never really practiced with that type of art, but I know from the past that I don't think that that's my like specialty, you know? I'm more kind of like free flowing type of art. I guess it kind of borders in abstract, kind of like just different. But yeah, everyone's got their thing. I think that they're good at. And now with like everything that's happening in the world, I think there's more time to like do this type of stuff. Yep. Everyone's got their like specialty, whether they're good at playing, you know, an instrument or sports or um, something they're knowledgeable about. Yeah, it's just a weird time right now. I guess like um not that I couldn't have done art in the evenings regardless, but I think now so much more there's like people are staying in more and I could have always done it at night, but you know, there's more time now to do these things. Things here in Florida are open, like it's not like California where everything is closed down. It's crazy. I was talking to someone earlier about that, about how everything is closed down. Yep, that's how it is. I was talking to someone today about California, and they were telling me about what it's like there right now with the lockdowns, and they said that literally everything has closed down again. that they actually they showed me like the link to the local mayor that's talking about the restrictions in place, and basically he doesn't even want you to take a walk, as crazy as that is. Like you just go out basically to do like go to get groceries, or go to the bank, get gas for your car, that type of stuff. But he doesn't want you going out of the house basically. So it's crazy because California, especially LA, it's so expensive as it is to live there. And you have all those people there that the ones that work in some type of entertainment or something like that, so they can't work. And then even things like people who work in retail there, like at the mall and stuff, like none of these people basically can go to work because everything's closed. It's very, very, very crazy. I'm sure it's like that in a couple of states. I'm not sure, like, yeah, I know for sure. I'm The restrictions have been like they're changing so often that I literally cannot keep up with them. Like I don't know anymore like, what's what. Like one minute there's a restriction, then there's not, then there's a restriction again. And it's just crazy. So where I am, yeah, the movies, the gym, I mean, I don't know if where you are you have those things open, but where I am, all of those things are actually open. Like all that is open. But the only restriction my area actually has is there's a curfew in the late evening, but like late, like midnight. So I guess technically, if you were out, and you were driving back from somewhere else where something was open, I guess you could technically be, stopped, and like they could ask you why you're out. But in reality, I don't think anything much is going to happen here. Northeast Pennsylvania. So what are the restrictions like there? Like, are you allowed to go out? Yeah, the restrictions here, you know, the curfew. So you're allowed to go out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the only thing we have right now is the curfew, and it's more annoying to know that we have it rather than, I guess, like it's really affecting me in any way. Like I realistically wouldn't probably be out. Oh, so like are malls there open? Like is the mall open there? Can you eat in a restaurant? Can you like eat in a restaurant, go to the mall, or is that all closed? So here, the only thing we have is the curfew. But realistically, I wouldn't be out anyhow during that time period. Like I wouldn't be out at midnight, most likely sitting at a restaurant. I mean, there were very rare. Okay, so everything's open for now. That's good. But again, the restrictions have been so changing that you kind of don't know what's coming next. I mean, so the curfew is annoying, but it doesn't like super affect me. It's not like California where they're like losing their minds because they can't take a walk. Um, I think places like Orlando have absolutely no restrictions whatsoever. Like they're walking around Disney World, they're out at whatever. So the curfew is the only thing that
that we have here, and which is not that big of a deal. Um, Thank you. So the only thing we have here is the curfew, and that's not too big of a deal. We have a new mayor, and she's making comments that to she would like to close things down where I am. Like she wants to do a full lockdown, like where you can't go out. But the governor here signed a like an executive order that stops her from doing that. So the only thing she can do is keep the curfew, which is kind of some weird loophole because curfew interferes with certain businesses staying open, like nightclubs and stuff. And the executive order says like all the businesses can operate. So there was like all these lawsuits and they're saying like, well, if I'm a nightclub or I'm a bar, how can I operate if there's a curfew? And basically they came back and they were like, operate earlier. And it's like obviously that's not going to happen. So we've had a lot of things here that have stayed closed because they're not going to open. They're not going to open, for an hour basically. So it's not like worth it to them, I guess, to open. So it's kind of a weird thing because like you really like the area I'm in really, I mean, a lot of areas are like that, but the area I'm in specifically depends on that type of tourism. Like the area I'm in can't like function without that basically. So it's weird because like you don't really feel like it'll recover here in a sense. Like there's so many people like moving to Orlando and stuff like that and other places. Like I've heard a lot of people are going to Tennessee. I don't know like how that works there with their rules or anything like that. And it can change, depending on, who's in power and that type of stuff. I think like your area can change overnight basically. But it's certainly a very strange um, thing that's happening here for sure. But yeah, like things that were like, although you can go to the movies here and things like that, like obviously I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I know. I mean, supposedly they have a vaccine coming out. Um, I don't know. They were saying like soon, right? Like late December or something like that. So, I mean, or at least we hope, right? So, I mean, I guess like if that really happens, that there's a vaccine and it comes out, I'm just painting the side green. In December, they were saying like, oh, maybe you'll start to see a difference in like the summertime, basically. Like even though like right now you can go to the movies, you can do all that. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend going to the movies or something like that. I haven't ate out at a restaurant or anything like that. I certainly wouldn't recommend eating inside a restaurant right now. It's funny is I know people who have like said they'll go on planes, but they won't go to a bar, they won't go to a restaurant, but they said they'll go on a plane, which I just like I kind of like tilt my head a little bit to that. Like plane is probably the worst thing you could be on, like especially now with like that you're sitting normally again next to people. It's like you'll go on a plane, but you won't go to a restaurant. That seems a little bit strange, right? Yeah, I don't even know what's happening with those movies, you know? I don't know if they've delayed releases for these movies. Um I know you had movies like that movie Mulan. I think it went straight to it went straight to Disney streaming. Like I think originally it was going to go to the movie theater and then that got canceled and some people paid for it on the streaming site and now I think as of today it's on there for free. So I don't know what they're going to do with these movies these new movies that are supposed to come out because they depend on so much, the the box office tickets. So as well as the movie theaters, depending on that. I think they were saying like a lot of movie theaters have gone out of business, and like the movie theater is open near me. Yeah, um, movie theaters. I think were struggling for a while. I know there's a movie theater near me, and people haven't gone to this movie like they go, but they haven't been really going to this movie theater now in probably 10 years. Like they people kind of stopped going to it. It had like gangs and stuff that was happening there and like people just stopped going. And I could only imagine now they're probably like out of business. I think it's like a what is it like what is the main movie theater chain called? Like AMC or something like that. Yeah, it's like an AMC. And I think I heard they were going out of business, which is crazy. But it's crazy with things like in LA or like it's not in LA, it's in where is it? Disneyland. That things like Disneyland are not open. It's insane that Disneyland has been closed I guess since March. Yeah, AMC is nice. Is that other one that's popular that people go to, the one that serves you food. But it's crazy, like with Disneyland, how Disneyland hasn't been open now, um, basically since I'm assuming like March. That's like insane. I don't know for certain, but like they were, I was hearing about how like all these, like you had like Disney vloggers and stuff like that. So you had one that was well known that would do Disneyland, I think so. And then there's another one, I think it's called like I something. I think it starts with an I. It has like where there's well where they serve you food, um, where they serve you food as you watch the movie, which is kind of weird a little. Like I don't know if they only come in during certain times, but like I don't know, it'd be kind of weird to have people like constantly coming in, like taking people's orders as you're watching a movie. I would get a little distracted by that. I don't know if they come in only at certain times or how that works. But I was hearing these stories of like you have these vloggers. It is my daughter don't like rides. Yeah. I was hearing you have these vloggers that they um they do mostly like, like Disneyland type content and stuff like that. And um like since they can't vlog now, there's so many of them that are moving to Orlando, whether it's a temporary move or I'm just making the top purple. It could be a temporary move or it could be, for the next year or so. But like one that I know of, like he was telling people, and then I was hearing like down like the food chain, like he's moving um, to Orlando because he can't vlog there. He can't, do, food reviews or anything like that there because it's closed. So, and it could be closed for 2 years, basically. What's crazy is the area I'm in that has this curfew. I think people forget that we have a curfew, like other states forget we have a curfew, but we have this curfew. And I really think like we're going to have a curfew like for a very long time. Like we could probably have a curfew for like the next 2 years, as insane that is, Like we have a vaccine and we will still have a curfew. And then, during the lockdown, it was just kind of creepy even to go out. Like, they wanted you inside. And I was seeing things like people, they were like on their parking lots and different things that border the bay. And you were having like boat police go by and basically telling them to like get inside when they're in their own parking lot. It's like, just seemed a little much. It's like you're in the water and you're calling out to people that are up on a dock. You know what I mean? Hey Dolores, how you doing? So I am in South Florida, and the area I am in is called Miami-Dade County. And Miami-Dade County is pretty big, but it's basically all of South Florida. And you go basically 10 minutes up the road and you're in somewhere called Broward County. So you change counties pretty quickly up the road. And making trails have become, yeah, I know, right? All the outdoor activities that in reality are good for you. It's good for you to do like outdoor activities and, one with nature and stuff like that. So in the area that I'm in, you go 10 minutes up the road and you're basically into a place called Broward County. So once you get into Broward County, as far as I'm aware, they don't have a curfew. And you also get into areas in Broward where there's like Indian reservations and like casinos and stuff like that. So they have a lot of stuff there that's open, like, 24/7, and those things were operating, even I believe they were operating even in the lockdown. I think they could. And um so technically if you went to like Broward County and went to a casino and you're sitting at a bar or a restaurant up there and you went home and then you went back into Dade County and it's after curfew, you could, then be in curfew violation. So that's why it's a little weird. Like, it's like you could go up 10 minutes up the road and 10 minutes up the road be, with no curfew. So that's like the entire county. It's not just like the Indian reservation like areas. It's like the entire county doesn't have a curfew. So, I mean, if the only thing I have to complain about is the curfew, then I guess that's not that big of a deal. I mean, if I lived in California, I would be losing my mind. Like, if I lived in California, I would have to leave. Like, honestly, like I could not imagine. I could not imagine being in California and going through this for the next, who knows how long. And like he's got some restriction in place in California where I don't know like the exact statistics or what percent he was saying out of how many people, but he basically was saying in California that like kind of the ratio of like 100 people out of 100,000 people or something so small like that, that if that tests positive, then Disney World can't open. That's what he was basically saying, which is absolutely ridiculous. And with a number like that, I mean, realistically, even once the vaccine is out, even once the vaccine is out, it is possible that you still never reach, you could have a vaccine and still have it where 100 people or 1,000 people are getting infected. In other words, if the vaccine doesn't take away the infection rate completely. So that's just absolute insanity. And I was talking to someone today about it, and they're sending me all these links. So, like, the mayor is doing this to us, the mayor is doing that to us. And they're sending me all these links, and they're obviously upset because, like, they can't work and they're affected financially now. And now they're in trouble financially and all this stuff. But it's like at the same time, you won't leave. Like at the same time when you ask them, like, and they have family in other states, so like they could realistically leave, like they do have family to go to that they could leave. And so even though they're complaining, they still have, you can tell from the way they talk, they have absolutely no intention of leaving, which is just kind of bizarre. Like, but then what's interesting is, and I want to see if it is true. This Disney vlogger that's pretty popular, like he does like a lot of different type of content in California. He was saying things like, and I was watching his videos where he was saying like he doesn't know how much longer he'll stay in California, and then all of a sudden a vlogger that kind of knows of him was talking today that they heard that, like, basically in the snap of a finger, he moved to Orlando. So that's what they were saying, that he, all of a sudden, like within a week's time, basically he said, I can't take it here anymore. I'm going to move. So I'm curious to see if that is true. I know of another vlogger. They don't do Disney content, but they do like other type of content, like reviews and cooking and stuff like that. And they moved also from Georgia to Orlando. A lot of them are going to Orlando because it's cheaper, it's warm, and I think they feel pretty confident that they're not going to see things close down within the next year. Not yet, Dolores. I'm going to, though. I think they feel confident that things are going to improve before that would ever happen. That things will be back to normal within a year, and things didn't close down during that time. I mean, the governor here has made, promises that they don't think he won't close it down. Yeah, I don't know what restrictions they have in North Carolina. I don't know. I think that from what I've heard, California is the worst. I don't know, like places like they were complaining, like I know like Michigan was bad in terms of the restrictions. New York is bad. I think that a lot of people found New York to be exciting in normal times. Yeah, Dolores is from North Carolina. Dolores, what are the restrictions like there, Dolores? Like, can you go to like the mall and eat out and all that? Like, is everything open or is it like takeout? You know what I mean? Like, do you only have takeout, or are things pretty much functioning there? Yep. Okay, so you have everything open there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm hoping that, like, where you are, Dolores, and like different places, like if it's not closed now, then that's just the way it stays, until like things are more normal, you know. Um, but it's funny, if he didn't sign that thing here, then we would be in a lockdown, which is insanity. It's like, It's like you have nothing functioning here as it is, and you want to do a lockdown. It's like things are not functioning here. Like there's like shopping centers up the street, and when you go into the shopping center, I would say I would say like 30-40% of the businesses are closed, like closed, out of business, where there's a for rent sign up, and then the others that are still open are there's just no one there. So basically, nothing's functioning. I should do a video like that where I film for you guys what's happening in the area I'm in. I'll do that the next time I'm out. Um, but it's like super annoying. Like there's a grocery store not that far away, and then there's another one that's a little bit farther, but not that far away. And like the one I would prefer to go to, um, like they have a rule up like you have to wear a mask, but no one listens. And like a lot of people are wearing masks, but like a lot aren't. And it's a really, yeah, it's a pretty small grocery store. And if it's a situation like where you're in an aisle and there's a lot of people, like that's where it can get a little scary because it's such a small walking area where you're passing each other. And they just won't wear it, and they won't enforce it. And you've got this grocery store has an unusual amount of employees to customers. Like there's a lot of employees, and there's a lot of like entry level managers that are walking around that are not at a register, and they very clearly see that people aren't wearing a mask, and they say nothing. And I've even like told like the people that run it like what's going on there, because in order to make it safer there. And they like, oh, like, well, we'll take care of it, we'll tell the entry level managers that when they're walking around to tell people to put on a mask. And they won't. Basically, we were I was yeah, I was like within 10 feet of someone that didn't have a mask. And then 4 feet away was like one of the entry level supervisors, and they're like right there. So like I went up to them and I'm like, can you tell the person that's right in front of you put on a mask? And they were like looking at me kind of like this, and they're like, okay. It's like they didn't want to, maybe they're like afraid of getting yelled at or something. But it's like at the same time, it's your job. Like that's why they hired you and gave you the title of the entry level manager. But they're like, what's frustrating about South Florida is that it's extremely obnoxious how they won't wear it. It's not like they're just not wearing it. Like there was a woman and she had a face shield on, but she didn't have a mask on. And she when I didn't tell anyone to go tell her to put on a mask, but someone like one of the supervisors did. They went up to her and they're like, the shield is not enough. You have to be wearing a mask. And I don't know if she was just extremely like she was legitimately not smart, or she was trying to be like sarcastic. But she was like, if my hand can't touch my face, then the virus can't get me, basically. So I don't know. Crazy situations we have, you know. Can't wait for things to go back to normal. That would be nice. Back to normal would be nice. But I can say I'm doing a lot more art, which is fun. Um, I like it. It's entertaining, and spending more time inside anyhow, so it's all good. Yeah, it's a constant problem right now, but I don't know. South Florida has always been like this place like of like an entitlement, I guess you would call it, and like it was just annoying to hear what she was saying. She was saying that um she was I don't know. Thank you so much. So I don't know if she was saying like I don't know if she was legitimately not smart or she was like trying to be sarcastic. But basically, what she said, this woman in the store, was that because she had a face shield on, she was like, she put her hand like that towards her mouth, like, and she basically said that, like, if her hand can't touch her face because it's blocked by the shield, then the virus can't get her. It's like the virus is not the size of a potato. Like it's not like a food item, and if it can't get through your mask, then you can't get infected. It's like you have any idea how small it is, and then most of the other like other things like I've seen, which is just like obviously these people are being like creeps about it. Like a woman left my building and she took her hair and she put her hair in her mouth, like she kind of did this, and that was her mask. In other words, she felt that if her hair was in her mouth, that she couldn't get the virus. And then there was another woman I saw, she had a piece of paper towel and she was holding the piece of paper towel up to her face. Like those types of things, I think take it to like another level. Like you might as well not have it on. You might as well not have it on and just tell people that you're not going to wear it. Like you've chosen not to wear it. But like if you're doing something like holding up a paper towel, I think you're just being like ridiculous. Like at that point, just tell people you're not going to wear it, you know? So I don't know. I'm hopeful that things will get better and that we'll see a significant improvement. I would love to have like a goal timeline. I would love to say that by um, the summertime that things have improved. I'd love to be able to say that by summer things have improved and that they've seen a significant decrease and yeah, I think that would be like a good goal. Summertime, and that's assuming that would be assuming that number one, the vaccine is being distributed and that people are taking it and stuff like that. Honestly, I can't say that I will be one of the first people to go and get this thing. I have I'm not someone who has regularly gotten like the flu vaccine, and that kind of backfired on me one year when I got the flu really bad. But I don't know. Like I know I kind of feel like eventually I will have to get it just because like if I don't get it and even if like the if even if like people are not getting it that much anymore, there will always be someone basically to give it to me. So like I feel like eventually I will have to get it, but I kind of like want it to be out a little bit, like let some other people get it. Like, let's see how it's going. Make sure it's working. Make sure like there's not some really bad side effects that they have to like work out. So I know like eventually I'll have to get it, but like I'm kind of like saying to myself like let it be out for a couple months before I go and get it, just because they're kind of like rushing this thing out, and you know I mean, there's some things like I really won't be rushing to do again. Like, and I think I'm not even sure if like the cruises are allowed to reopen. I have no idea. I'm so confused with what. Yeah, I think everyone's thinking that it's like I don't know if I want to be the first person that's going to get this. Really, what is an experimental vaccine? It's like I don't know if I want the first dose. I want it to be out for. I don't know. Let it be out for 4 months, something like that, and then if they're seeing that people aren't, as a majority having really bad, any side effects that are not like too bad beyond like a headache or something like that, then I'll probably end up having to get it just so that my life is easier. But um, you know, I would love to be able to, for example, walk around Disney World without a mask. I don't really like because Disney World here is open, I could go now. And I was thinking of actually doing that. And then I'm like, number one, you're gonna have the most crowds ever there now because of holidays, even with reduced crowds. And like I really don't want, like, for the expense that Disney is, I really don't want to go up there and spend that type of money to stay up there and be walking around there with a mask and kind of like, I call it ping ponging, like where you see someone and you run the other way, and then you see someone and you run the other way because you're kind of trying to get your distance from people. I don't want to go up there and ping pong the entire time that I'm around, that I'm up there because I'm afraid of the virus. I want it to be honestly over before I go, on a trip and spend that type of money that way. Like, you can actually enjoy the trip. Because if I went now, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be eating inside. Like I wouldn't, yeah, right, to not have to wear a mask. And what's funny about hopefully when that time period comes, it's gonna feel very foreign not to wear a mask. Like I'm so used to it now. Like it still doesn't feel like natural. Like there's times like where I'm like forgetting like to put it on, but like it's gonna be like so strange. Like I wonder if I'm in a crowded area, even if it's not required anymore, if I'll actually be at a point where I'm wearing like surgical, like on a bus or something like that, because you're freaked out, about like being around people. But yeah, this is how the art has coming out. What's funny about this painting is that I haven't worked on this in probably like a year. I'm really bad about that. I start art projects and then I like either forget about it or move on to another art project, which is not good. So what's good about these streams is that it's keeping me, like, I'm doing more art basically. I'm doing more art, and then there's an actual chance that some of these projects will get completed, you know? So, and it's good for stress. It's good right now with what's going on. So, making more art, more consistent with it. I think we've pretty much been on every night for the most part doing art. Sometimes the streams are just not working out. Like I think there's, yeah, I know, right? You start something and then like you just get busy. You get busy. It's rough. It's like that's like one of the good things about, like, I guess in a sense, like assignments, because like you have to sit down because it's worth a grade. Otherwise, like you would never do anything basically. Like I don't know, it's hard to get done with this stuff. Like I don't want to like get done with it like where I'm rushing it, but it's like I don't know, you get bored with it, or you like you're going out instead. It's like I'm not gonna like sit inside the house and paint basically. So I am enjoying doing the art. I also find the cooking very relaxing. Yeah, I know, right? I find the cooking very relaxing. I feel like I've gotten a little bit, I don't want to use the word like I've gotten better with it because I don't like consider myself to be a chef, but like I've become more confident with the cooking. Like I used to be like afraid to like turn on a stove basically because of like heat and everything. Like I was like terrified to even turn on a stove. And like now I've just been um like doing more, like literally like cooking more and like learning how to like cook basically. I'm trying to find somewhere for this to dry without like it getting. So anyways, I don't know, you can see it, but I have a TV that's like right there, and I don't have television, and I don't do a MT view painting, like a view, like a scenery of a mountain. I think that's what you mean, like a scene of a mountain. I've never really tried much with like realistic paintings, like of like scenery of like nature or anything like that. Like I feel like my art always comes out like super abstract. Like I think you can see like on the wall I have what is it, an orange juice container, and then you can't really see it, but I have art on the wall here, and like all of my art is like super like characters and vibrant, and I feel I can try, but I feel like my painting, like, yeah, I feel like my painting of a mountain is going to be like like I'll try, but I have a feeling it's gonna come out very like comical. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come out very like colorful and kind of in the same style that I do because I've never been very good at like realistic paintings, like where you can make the trees look like they're real or stuff like that. I think what I'm gonna do is I don't know if you saw this on my other streams, but like um I think like because like a lot of people do like giveaways when they reach 1,000 subscribers. So when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I think I'm gonna do a giveaway of some of the art that I have. Like just kind of like we'll figure out a way to like draw the people's names and like give out art or something like that. So that's something I want to do. But I'm really enjoying these streams. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being in the chat, liking the video, being here. Yeah, that's my personality. My personality is definitely very comical and artsy and everything like that. I couldn't change it if I tried. Couldn't change it if I tried. It would come off very odd. But thank you so much for being in the chat, for tuning into the video, chatting in the chat, liking the video. Do a 300 subscriber giveaway, please, Dolores says. I don't know if I should do a 300 one or like I think at the most I would do like a 500 subscriber one, like a little bit like of a greater like number. But I know at 1,000 we'll definitely do one. I know I had this idea. You know what Converse sneakers are, right? Like Converse sneakers. I actually have a pair right here. Let me show you. So I have a pair of Converse sneakers like this. You know what these look like, Converse sneakers. And I have made custom Converses before where I've painted like a scene on them. So what I'm thinking is that I've made custom Converses before. They're really fun to work with. And I spent a lot more detail because, buying a shoe. One of my ideas for like, especially the 1,000 subscriber giveaway is that I'll figure out a way to draw someone's name. It could be like everyone comments on a specific video and then like I write everyone's name on into like a bowl and I reach my hand in, like live so that way I know how I picked the person's name. So one of the things, thank you so much, Dolores. One of the things I was thinking of doing is one option for the giveaway would be for the winner that they message me and let me know, on Instagram or whatever, what their shoe size is and like what their favorite character is or something like that. And I go out and I buy a sneaker in their size, like of a Converse, like after they let me know what size they are. And then I draw and paint, I basically make them a custom sneaker. So that's what I was kind of thinking. One of the options I can do for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway is so that way the item that I send out is personal to them. It's like in their size and, their favorite character or something. So that's an option that we could do. I think that would be like a good giveaway. Yeah. Okay. So you guys like that idea. I think that would be a good giveaway idea. So basically for the winner, I have Instagram, for example, and Instagram has messaging. So for example, the winner could then message me on Instagram and let me know, the basics, what address to send it to, their shoe size, and some basic things that they like as far as color goes and their favorite characters and like, whether it's Marvel characters or whatever it is. And then I could make them a custom shoe, whether I film that on a live stream or not, so they can actually see their shoe being made and then send it out to them. So that was kind of like my idea for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. That way it's something they're actually looking forward to getting. I think that would be fun. But I want to thank both of you, for being in chat. Thank you so much, Dolores. Thank you so much, Bahama Jim, for being here. I really appreciate that. It really helps out my channel a lot. When you comment, it helps the channel. When you like the video, it helps the channel. When you watch, it helps the channel. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. If either of you, Dolores or Bahama Jim, if you know anyone that personally would like my content, or if you can, ask them to subscribe to my channel, that would really help me out. Like, yeah, if Jim, if you know of someone, any number helps, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers specifically, not just for the monetization part, because I still need 4,000 watch hours, but at 1,000 subscribers, what happens is I'm able to stream from my cell phone. So right now I'm on my computer. So that's the main thing I'm interested in doing, because when I have my cell phone, then I could take the cell phone to the beach. I could take the cell phone to the shopping centers. You know what I mean? So I have a lot more like ability to live stream then and show you different things, like go to Disney, that type of stuff. So yeah, otherwise I'd be holding my laptop, walking around, or taking my computer to the beach. So I'm trying really hard to get to 1,000 so I can do that. That's like my main reason actually for wanting to be able to do that. So I can do different types of content. So if you know of someone who you can, ask to subscribe to my channel to help me get to that number, that would really help me out. And I would really appreciate that. So that way I can get to my goal. But thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for the chat and for being here and for watching me paint. Otherwise, I would be talking to myself. So I thank you guys so much for being here. And I think it was a good stream. Yes, Dolores, I will be live streaming tomorrow. We'll do an art stream. We'll probably do a cooking stream also tomorrow. Maybe also I'll post a vlog. I'll try. I've been loving like the fashion vlog, so I'll try to do one tomorrow and get that posted also. But thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you soon in my next video. I'll be back on tomorrow. Maybe like 2 p.m. Dolores, like 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. Oh, we're in the same time zone, but 2 p.m. 2 p.m. And then also I'll probably try to come on. So I'll probably try to come on at like 2 p.m. as long as like the live streaming is working. And then I'll also be on in the evening to cook maybe 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So those are the time frames I'll try to get the. Thanks so much, Bahama Jim. I really appreciate both of you guys watching. Thank you so much to both of you. So I will be back on tomorrow. Both of you have a great night. And I will see you soon, hopefully, in my next video, which will be tomorrow. And bye. Good night, guys. Good night, both of you.